Hi, I'm Lauren. Welcome to my channel. Here I am, God. I've been feeling a little bit in a funk lately, and I haven't been doing the morning prayers like usual. I'm sorry about that. We'll get back to it. For now, though, I thought maybe we'd do something just a little bit different. Why don't you read a couple passages from the Bible with me this afternoon? It's my lunch break, and I thought that might be a nice change of scenery. Here we are going to read from Mark chapter 1, verse 21 and on. And Jesus has just gathered a few of his first disciples. And so they're going into a temple. They came to Capernaum, and on the Sabbath he entered the synagogue and taught. The people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. So he's teaching because he is God. He's teaching as he is God, not as a teacher would teach. In their synagogue was a man with an unclean spirit, for he was possessed. He cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Jesus rebuked him and said, "Quiet, come out of him." And the unclean spirit convulsed him, and with a loud cry came out of him. All were amazed, and they asked one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even unclean spirits, even they obey him." His fame spread everywhere, so now he's super famous. Everybody knows who he is, and they're all trying to vie for his attention. So could you imagine being at church and somebody just gets up and they start healing people and casting out demons? Maybe they didn't even know the guy had a demon, they just thought he was mentally ill or something. That must have been quite an interesting and amazing thing to see. I imagine the reaction would have been a little chaotic, a little tumultuous. People would have been very uneasy, but also really excited. And then, now they're going to go back to Simon's house. And when they get there, they realize that Simon's mother-in-law is sick. So on leaving the synagogue, he entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Simon's mother-in-law laid sick with a fever. They immediately told him about her. He approached, grabbed her hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she waited on them. That cracks me up. She's a mom. She gets up. She doesn't have time to be sick or rest or anything. It's just like, well, I'm better. I better get busy cooking dinner and going about and helping everybody. I think that's pretty cute. So now at this point, Jesus is pretty famous, so he is probably having a hard time even navigating around where he lives without being recognized. And he would have been quite the enigma, I imagine if people just see him out and about and starting to crowd him in the street, crowd him wherever he is, it would have been a nightmare for me because I'm such an introvert. I don't like being around that many people. I can't imagine being one of his followers and being, recognized everywhere you go. Pretty crazy. Anyway, if anybody likes doing this, we could do it again tomorrow.